Hello, good evening. You're welcome to Kwara TV News, coming to you live from Kwara in Ilorin. I am Kamil Sadiq. Thank you for joining us. Also with me tonight.
Thank you very much, Kamil. I am Hannah Adeniji Babalola. Thank you for joining us for news at 8 on Kwara Tv Television, transmitting live from our studios. You can watch us on Facebook and on StarTime channel 113. You can also watch us on Free TV channel 502. We are not alone. From the language desk, we have
Eku belozi balo ede amfani ce chilele lokicha kwanne ya lala barijbe da gimuza jikin kwara ne ci fo apata yakubo ne ti Free TV kuba ishitun cha tugo ti startam shitun cha tugo ti at Kwara TV etu ato ya Facebook ne mala lo zun bia ene suna mi kolo jia ya ekuwe ni fe
lónìí ọjọ́ 17 oṣù kẹrin ọdún 2026 ní àǹkíwákú àṣálẹ́ láti lè ṣe móhùnmáwòrán ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tó fi àpáta Yakuba ṣe ìjókòó ìròyìn làmútọ̀yìnwá Mọ́dúpẹ́ọlá Abíóyè ní oníròyìn yín ẹ lè rí wa wò lórí StarTime 113 bákan náà lórí Free TV 502 àti bó ṣe lọ lórí Facebook at Kwara TV ẹ kú ìkàlẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sí èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì àti èdè Núpé à ń bọ̀.
Now to the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has charged Nigeria's newly appointed ambassadors and high commissioners to work towards improving the country's global image. He also urged them to pursue foreign investment and strengthen strategic partnerships. Tinubu gave the charge on Monday at the opening of an induction course for the envoys held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja, the nation's capital. Represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, the President said the appointment reflected the administration's confidence in their ability to advance Nigeria's interest on the international stage. Tinubu noted that the global system is undergoing rapid transformation driven by shifting geopolitical dynamics, economic uncertainties, technological disruptions, climate challenges and emerging security threats. He said the development have made the role of diplomat more critical than ever, stressing the need for envoys to adopt modern, results-oriented approaches to diplomacy. He urged the envoys to combine traditional diplomacy with digital engagement, public diplomacy and strategic communication while projecting Nigeria's achievement under his administration's renewed hope agenda. The president also emphasized the importance of telling Nigeria's story in a credible and compelling manner to reshape global perceptions. Tinubu further called on the envoys to be proactive and innovative in fostering partnerships, promoting trade and attracting foreign direct investment and technology to Nigeria as a country.
As party primaries draw closer, the immediate past Commissioner for Works, Abdukoyi Olododo, has officially joined the race to contest for the seat of the Ilorin East South Federal Constituency. Before his formal declaration, Olododo has visited the Kwara State APC Secretariat, where he informed the leaders of his intention to be in the race. Babatunde Jimba has more.
As a fresh game of chess for the 2027 political contest gathers momentum, Engineer Abdukoyi Olododo, the immediate past Commissioner for Works in Kwara State, has thrown his hat in the ring for a race to determine the next member representing the people of Ilorin East and South Federal Constituency in the National Assembly. Had the event put together for him to interface with all categories of people within the federal constituency, the aspirant, who had before now represented Kwara in the Children's Parliament, assured them of good and quality representation if he is given the mandate. He declared that, having served under Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, he also drew inspiration from the youth constituency to run for the House of Representatives seat.
We will train our young people in technical trades, in digital skills, in the remote work economy that is now a real market for anyone with preparation and internet access. Our governor has started with the Ilorin Innovation Hub, the Sugar Free Factory Studio, the Visual Arts Center. We will leverage on all of these to ensure that our constituents benefit from it.
Party stalwarts and leaders of APC who converged on the venue of the declaration praised the decision of the young erstwhile Kwara commissioner, who they described as a saleable product. The former young parliamentarian and business owner had earlier visited the leadership of Kwara APC, where he intimated them of his decision to flag the banner of the party for the Ilorin East and South Federal Constituency.
With my level of experience, having served in different capacities, I believe I'll be a good representation of the youth and my constituency.
The state party chairman, Prince Sunday Fagbemi, who received him alongside his teaming supporters, saluted his doggedness and courage, which he noted earned him a distinction as commissioner in the state. He described Olododo as a proud ambassador of the youth constituency, urging him to remain focused and be in good stead.
I'm sure that you are given the opportunity to be in another place, you will improve on what you are doing.
Babatunde Jimba, Kwara TV News.
Staying with politics, a former chairman of the Kwara State Geographic Information Service, KWGIS, Abdul Muttalib Shitu, has officially declared his intention to contest the seat of Ofa Oyun Ifelodun Federal Constituency in the National Assembly. He is jostling for the ticket under the platform of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC as the 2027 general elections get closer. The report is presented from our studios.
The aspirant, Abdul Muttalib Shitu, formally declared his intention at a ceremony held at the Shofolue Hall of our grammar school of where party faithfuls, supporters and stakeholders gathered to hear him out. Shitu highlighted his prior experience in governance and legislative processes, noting that his background has adequately prepared him for national assignment. He revealed that during his time as a special assistant to the governor, he contributed to the development of key legislations, including those establishing the Kwajis, as well as laws on urban planning and land use. He emphasized that representation at the National Assembly requires more than presence, stressing the need for strategic engagement and proactive lobbying to attract development to the constituency. Shitu expressed confidence in the electoral strength of the APC and applauded the performance of the Kwara State government as well as the growing acceptance of the party across the country. He disclosed that the recent political developments and mass support witnessed at APC events are indicators of continued dominance for the party ahead of 2027. Reflecting on the constituency's specific challenges, Shitu described Ofa Oyun Ifelodun as a unique federal constituency with diverse needs. He pointed out that Ifelodun faces security challenges which are affecting agricultural productivity, while Ofa and Oyun require stronger support for small and medium-scale enterprises and industrial growth. He pledged to deliver quality representation that addresses the peculiar challenges, improve livelihoods and ensure equitable development across the three local governments.
Our direction is clear. At the federal level, I shall advocate for and support legislation, if given the mandate, to expand access to credit small and medium-scale businesses, especially for traders, artisans and young entrepreneurs. Push for policies that strengthen skills development, vocational training and digital capacity building across constituencies.
Party leaders from the three local government areas in the federal constituency emphasized sustained unity in the party, urging all the aspirants to remain committed to party discipline and decisions. State
Professor Lukayode Akinyemi has called on newly admitted students of the institution to shun all forms of indiscipline, uphold integrity, and pursue academic excellence while aiming to be the very best in life. Akinyemi, in a statement on Monday signed by the spokesperson of the University, Ayodele Maraisa, gave the charge during the institution's third matriculation ceremony, which marked the formal admission of 264 fresh students for the 2025-2026 academic session. The Vice Chancellor said the university, which received its operational license in June 2023, began with 17 programs across 3 colleges and 33 pioneer students, adding that it has continued to record modest growth and a promising future. Akinyemi said the university had continued to strengthen its infrastructure, refine its administration, upgrade its digital system, and make strategic appointments to reinforce leadership capacity. He explained that the institution was building a culture of discipline, inquiry, and innovation supported by a 4-fold certification model: academic grounding, professional skills, entrepreneurial readiness, and ethical formation.
Now, still with education, the federal government has rolled out a new system to rank textbooks used in Nigerian schools in what authorities described as a decisive move to clean up the learning space and enforce uniform standards. Details of the policy were made public in a statement via the official page of the Federal Ministry of Education. The ministry noted that the initiative, known as the National Textbook Ranking System, will apply across primary, junior, and senior secondary schools with the aim of ensuring that only vetted curriculum compliant materials make it into classrooms. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa, alongside Minister of State for Education Suwaiba Saad Ahmed, explained that while the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council will continue to approve textbooks, a new layer of scrutiny has now been introduced. Under the arrangement, approved books will be subjected to a nationwide ranking process to determine the most suitable options for each subject and level. To drive the process, the NERDC is expected to set up subject-based committees made up of education experts who will assess textbooks using clearly defined academic and instructional benchmarks. You're still watching us on Kwara TV News. It is time to go on a timeout. When we return, the news continues. Please stay with us.
House refreshment is goodness to go round in the Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House pack with more refreshment, which contains fresh cow milk. Enjoy Full House goodness filled with essential vitamin and minerals. Peak, reach for your peak.
Welcome back. In case you're just tuning in, this is Kwara State Television News at 8. A frontline politician and former commissioner in Kwara State, Mahalia Aisha Aman Pategi, has formally joined the race for the Kwara governorship seat in the forthcoming 2027 polls. With her declaration, the aspirant becomes a top-rated female contender eyeing the coveted seat from Kwara North, a zone strongly agitating for a shift of power to the area in the next round of general election. Babatunde Jimba has more.
Addressing the mammoth crowd who turned up to endorse her aspiration, Mahlia Aisha Aman-Patigi said her declaration matches a moment where courage meets purpose and where the voice of the people rises above fear. The governorship aspirant, who is fondly called Mama Oyoyo by her admirers and teaming supporters, assured Kwarans that if given the opportunity, she will run an inclusive government with a focus on job creation and economic empowerment.
From our farmers to our country, we will build a system where production meets opportunity. Farmers will not farm, they will prosper.
She pledged to leverage on youth power and innovation, agriculture and industrial growth, energy and infrastructure, as well as place women at the center in addressing the welfare of the citizens. Referencing a campaign mantra, a new dawn, a new hope, and a new Kwara, she described her declaration as a movement built on hope, unity, and a belief that strongly harps on togetherness. Earlier, a former Speaker of the State Assembly, Ezekiel Benjamin Issa, Senior Special Assistant, Media and Public Relations, Jerry Kulo, and other stakeholders had in their submissions alluded to the credibility of Mahlia Aisha Aman-Patigi, describing her as a woman of substance, timber, and caliber.
She is known for her knowledge, and this one is a typical example of that Aisha.
Mahlia Aisha has made a statement. She's bold enough, she's courageous enough to have come out to declare her intent.
All of us here, both men and women, please let us support her. Let us support women. She's our own.
In the meantime, the aspirant had submitted a letter of intent to contest the 2027 governorship seat to the leadership of Kwara APC. She stormed the Kwara APC State Secretariat in company of her admirers and loyalists across the state. In her remark, the female governorship aspirant said her decision was based on the resolve to build on the foundation laid by Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak and positively impact the lives of the downtrodden masses. Responding, the APC chairman, Prince Sunday Fagbemi, thanked her for the visit, assuring her of a level playing ground in the contest. Babatunde Jimba, Kwara TV News.
Crossing over to Lagos State, where the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has endorsed his deputy Obafemi Hamzat as his preferred successor for the 2027 governorship election in the state. Sanwo-Olu announced the endorsement after a closed-door meeting at Lagos House Marina, where Hamzat officially declared his intention to run for the governorship seat before members of the State Executive Council and key leaders. The meeting was attended by members of the Governor's Advisory Council, including former Minister of State of Defense, Musili Obanikoro, and Ganiyu Solomon, among others. Speaking with newsmen after the meeting, Sanwo-Olu said the endorsement was a unanimous decision reached by stakeholders present, describing Hamzat as preferred and capable of leading the state. Sanwo-Olu also expressed gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who, according to him, is instrumental to the discovery of himself and Hamzat, as well as their working relationship.
Kano State House of Assembly has confirmed Muritala Sule-Gwazo as the new Deputy Governor of Kano State. The confirmation followed a screening by lawmakers during plenary session presided over by the Speaker, Jubril Imar Vagor. Presenting the report, the chairman of the ad hoc committee and deputy speaker, Muhammad Bello, the resignation of the former deputy governor, Aminu Abdulsalam Wazo. He explained that the screening was carried out in line with Section 191, Part 3C of the 1999 Constitution, which allows the Assembly to approve a nominee when there is a vacancy. The committee noted that Garo went through a detailed screening where he answered questions on his education, work experience, understanding of governance and plans for the state. His credentials were also verified. The committee said the nominee showed a clear understanding of the duties of the office and presented plans to support the administration of Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf. Based on its finding, the committee recommended his confirmation and the House adopted the report.
Some foreigners, including Nigerians, have been attacked by locals as the businesses and livelihoods remain under threat in the new wave of xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Suleiman Hassan spoke with a cross-section of respondents on Monday who described the attacks as unfortunate incidents. His report is presented from our studios.
Renewed xenophobic attacks have been reported in parts of South Africa, with Nigerians among the foreign nationals affected by violence and intimidation in cities such as Johannesburg and Durban. Shops owned by Nigerians and other migrants were looted, while several residents were forced to flee their homes as tensions escalated. As the wave of attacks against Nigerians continues, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission issued a safety advisory urging Nigerians in the country to avoid crowded areas and remain vigilant. Reacting to the ongoing xenophobic attacks, some residents who spoke to Kwara TV News in Ilori, the state capital, condemned the attacks, saying that as Africans, people ought to live in unity. They noted that Nigerians and other Africans contribute to the South African economy while their businesses flourish abroad without attacks. The respondent emphasized unity, urging South Africans to embrace diversity as no country survives without migrants.
The South Africa telling the other African country, especially Nigeria, not to trade or not to do any business with them is unfair, it's not good.
Because as Africans generally, even as human beings generally, we are meant to motivate each other, help each other, not the other way around.
They called on the government to improve welfare at home while exploring diplomatic solutions to end the xenophobic attacks against Nigerians in South Africans.
I will suggest that Nigeria government should collaborate with their own government to settle things like that, because some of their people in South Africa as well, they are in Nigeria.
We have to evolve. So what I'll just say is that people out there should be very careful. And when it comes to a situation like that, they should report to the necessary authorities. The government, what I would just say is that they should please try and help Nigerians in any way they can. So all these kind of things, all these people that are leaving the country are looking for greener pastures.
The latest attacks have once again brought attention to the recurring challenge of xenophobic violence in South Africa, where foreign nationals have periodically been targeted during periods of economic strain and social unrest.
Moving on to Rivers State, where the chairman of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Chukwudi Dimkpa, says the party is considering consensus as its preferred method for selecting candidates ahead of future elections, while remaining open to direct primaries where necessary. Speaking during an interview, Dimkpa said the party's position is in line with the provision of the Electoral Act, which permits political parties to adopt either direct primaries or consensus arrangement in choosing candidates. He said consensus remains the more practical option option as it reduces costs and helps build unity within the party from the onset, while also limiting the dispute that often arise after party primaries. He explained, however, that the party would proceed with direct primaries if a consensus option does not produce the most suitable candidate. Dimkpa said the ADC in Rivers State is distinguishing itself by operating as a people-centered political platform rather than one controlled by influential individual or established power blocks. He noted that the party is committed to returning decision-making power to ordinary members and the wider public, including residents and business owners in the state, by giving them a meaningful role in determining who emerges as the candidate. The ADC chairman added that candidates with genuine grassroots support are less vulnerable to electoral manipulation because they already enjoy public acceptance. He said the party's approach is aimed at ensuring that the political process is owned by the people rather than a handful of political actors. On youth participation, Dimkpa said the ADC is creating space for younger people and women to become actively involved in leadership and governance.
Kwara TV News will be going on another timeout. When we return, we have business, sport, and world news. Please stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still on to News at 8 on Kwara State Television. Kwara United FC have emerged champions of the Kwara Federation Cup after defeating Ga Akombi FC 2-0 in the final played at George Ine Stadium in Ilorin. Kwara TV News spoke with Kwara United fans who expressed joy over the victory. Abdul Latif Ahmed filed this report, and his report is presented from our studios.
The Kwara Federation Cup is the state's premier knockout football competition, serving as a vital platform for grassroots talent development and a qualifier for the National President's Federation Cup. Kwara United made history, winning their first title at the National in 2025 against Abakaliki FC in 4-3 penalty shootout. In a thrilling match at Georgian Stadium on Sunday, so Kwara United defeated Gakabi FC 2-0. Goals from John Mark Hahule in the 11th minute and Alao Muhammad 3 minutes later sealed victory for the Harmonious boy, condemning the debutants to a defeat. Speaking with Kwara TV News, the secretary of Kwara United, Aliu Bello, said he was overjoyed by the performance of the players. He emphasized the need for the team to win the FA Cup in order to maintain their status as the defending champion at the PFA. Ali also expressed confidence in the club's league ambitions, saying the team is determined to secure 6 points from their remaining 3 matches.
I feel excited about the outcome, but most importantly about the way the players played, because they showed good technical abilities. Once again, we are the champions of the Kwara State Federation Cup, and as you are aware, the club is the defending champion of the Federation Cup. So we are looking at defending the same cup that we won last year again this year.
Some fans who spoke to Kwara TV News said the outcome of the result was expected, stressing that Gakabi was also a good team, but United had to win.
I'm happy for them now. I'm happy. they were supposed to come out than 2-7, but I think that season, even that company self tried all their efforts. I know that they are playing against their senior team stand, but they tried they tried.
The match was fantastic. Kwara United should be the team to win the trophy now because they are the one in a very good intention and ambition of winning the FA. And if you want to pick the first team in Kwara State, Kwara United will be the first. It was a very good match. I feel better. I feel good because they play very well. Both the team, Kwara United play very well. Gakambi play very well.
Kwara United will face Niger Tornadoes in Minna on March day 36, host Enyimba FC in week 37 before traveling to Yenagoa for their final game against Bayelsa United FC.
Former Nigerian internationals Samson Siasi and Daniel Mokachi are among the coaches who have applied for the vacant under-23 Eagles position. The position was last held by former assistant coach Salisu Yusuf. Siasi previously had 2 spells in charge of the under-23 Eagles. The former striker guided the team to second position in the football event of the 2008 Olympics held in Beijing, China. The 58-year-old also led the team to finish as bronze medalist at the 2016 Olympics in Brazil. Amokachi has also handled the team under 23 Eagles in the past.
And still in sports, boxing this time around, former world heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua will return to the ring on July 25th for a warm-up fight ahead of a long overdue matchup with Tyson Fury. Saudi boxing chief Turki Alashi made the announcement on Monday, saying that the Watford powerhouse will lock horns with unknown Albanian heavyweight Christian Prenga in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, as part of an Escort World Cup event live on DAZN. This would mark Joshua's first fight since his knockout victory over Jake Paul in December. The Nigerian-born British boxer, shortly after his win, was involved in a tragic car accident in Nigeria that killed 2 of his close friends and left him with minor injuries. The former heavyweight champion has since returned to training and has now signed a 2-fight deal with Riyadh Season, which includes a clash with Fury at the back end of the year.
On a final note, a small passenger plane has crashed in South Sudan, killing all on board, the country's Civil Aviation Authority SSCAA said. Officials added in a statement that they have sent a team to the crash site for investigations, but initial reports suggested the aircraft may have come down due to adverse weather conditions, particularly low visibility. The plane crashed about 20 kilometers southwest of the capital, Juba, on Monday morning. Took off from Yei at 9:15 local time, and air traffic control lost contact about 30 minutes into the flight to the capital, Juba. Among the 15 on board, the pilot and 14 passengers were 13 Sudanese and 2 Kenyans. According to the aircraft manifest, South Sudan, the world's youngest country, has a poorly developed transport network, and the aviation industry does not have a good safety record. More than 55 planes crashed in the country, resulting in dozens of fatalities in the decade following independence in 2011. And report from Juba, South Sudan, complete the news from this end. Over to Kolo Jia Yahaya for the news in Nupe language. Hello, Kolo.
Kubetun Kamel.
Thank you.
Yakube Lonzu Nibi, Yesupayo, Labari Naji Medina. Tishi Bala Tinubu, Wabe Zawanji, Kin Nigeria, Naji Ali Dubako, to Commissioner Nusai, De Toshina, na Alutu, Naji Alai Burulu, Benya Kin Abuna, Uke Wabe, na Adigba, Eti Wocheji, Nya Kin Dejisto, na Lai Kumashe. Eti ninijo de bien ya kin abuna Tinubu fe la ye wati na tula ifo atenife eba e kanyendoji na beije etumba ne la eda alamori e gandenje na beije ejivonya Abuja nan tishi kin abu na rubutukaci ya gwamnati kin abu kinigichiko George Akume chinye ko suna tishi kinyaba ga lilidapo na je ali da ezauci na i ebo gaskiya na je aya etiabo tama a lotun be kagwayin di energy de alakin yabo do yi burbe de jimina bina shiri kuliya ce katatako de ake dedena commissioner nyapan ya etuje Kwara Abdulkawi Olododo daka la no fitulana kede mudan nimbo ala patichichi keza na jin eye kusun Ìlọrin èyí la to èyí kudu de kin abuna bejo mutula no fitula Olododo ko emisa lo dubaya APC na cikin Kwara yawuna da la no fitula ya emegun tishi nya APC da kin abuna baba to de jimba na ko labari na yugana la to la ke de bena shirije de eloye ya kuliya ce nya ya gba tu bawo de gutana chwachi Abdulkawi Olododo la na commissioner ya etuje nyepan ya Kwara no de la no fitula na kede unde dabo ala patichiche aji eye kusun zawanji nya Ìlọrin East to eye kudu de kin abunakata majilisa ba ekan yonji de kuye kan ci baza be zawanji ke undabo aji kusun kata majilisa na latula kede uyi eza na deji eye kusun gbarufi de Kwara yi abuna shibula na maji alika olikede kafa de gaya mudabo abebe mulki wanje tuna abebe shiriji na jide alanyi gbafa ben ya zawangi de kin abuna latula ke eza na lotun be gwamna Abraman Abrazak na ke ude ilimi jani na ma ke barufu na je kusun de kin abu na ma wa je kusun zawangi de dana mchona nusa ena to tishi emegun tishi APC de kin abu na je yeka eba ekaye la to no fuchana de dugwaga ma ya barufu muchike adugwaga moji eti jijiji na juju no yi commissioner de kin Kwara abunama ajuya ke enya kuchi na shiwona commissioner nyapanchi na ma ke yi wachichichi nusana de ku ziza lo doba nya ena siyasa APC de kin Kwara yabo bana dala no futula kede mudan nimba acin eye kusun zawangi nya eyi laji to eyi kudu nya Ìlọrin abuna nusa ndasa ko ena APC mwachin Sunday fagbemi na ma chunga be zuma tuchuju na ma dugwa gama iti kokari to jijiji na jide wabe na ma lo peli na mi commissioner de kin abuna nji Olododo ya ke dobako ya gbarufu de kin abuna ma nwabi nunga ye daba to na onfeloye be wangiji na jide wajun shibona ndasa ko nyepa ya ekane la edan eganchin de kin Kwara yi abuna Abdul Mutalib Shitu chodaka dala nufi tulana kide udedebo ya keza na je kusun ekagun tetengi ofa oyun ifoludun kata majilisa de kin abuna la ni yutula ke udebo wa ena dagwata ena siyasa All Progressive Congress kuliya ce kin abu na abeje eyagba tu gbawo din gutanan abarikaci de wuyan kede eza ne wa eye kusun zawangi na Abdul Mutalib Shitu dakala nufitula eba ekayendoci na be jekata ekaye sofoluwe na ciye mukatanya of grammar school of bana jeji yebo zuma tuchuje to jeji egato de yekan wo nufi nyoje na shitu de tungwa de keza na ku ilimi yekan to depipe eti shawara yana kede mude zumatu na pepipe na alawun shiti zawangije kata majalisa nan latula ke lokaci na wuyi banjire kan ya gwamna na mude zumatu eti lilacici gamije to lilacici ya kwagis na ma mupie mula gamije cici na eti shiri nya ejini to amfani jibe kin uje bayani lo yake keza na jin eye kusun kata majalisa na goyin uji na wajin eye kusun gbugina amma na wadigba diye na jide alaye gburulo debe ya ejina shitu de bazalia kede kagbo nya ena APC yinala kagbo ya kuliya ce na maduga gama eti kokari nya gwamnati ken kwara na loye bekendo de ekudo de ebe ya ena de kin abuna mulatula kede yegburulo na be ije ya ena siyasa APC kin abu to be kendo na zawanje de etiya ekayeje nya APC de kin abuna uga kede nasara adabo kuliya ce nye ya gbato gbawoguta dinguta na ibina jin alikawali kede abeke nga jin ye kusun nya dana nya bona ke wa bebe shireje na ake ezo ne la egbadi tebe ya zawanje na ma ke jin alikawali kede waje kokari eti na jide alanya gbafabe ya eka gutete gutata na da gwala nya wono tishije nya daga eka gutete gutata nya eka jon de baza eti neniji nya ena na ma awabiyu na waji kokari loye eti gwala su chukun game to etunlo nya ena nan ejo shichi ena na makeye commissioner ya fanyi kin kwarayi abuna ma aliya haisha amon patigi dakala no fitula na kede udabo ewa esagomina kin kwara kuliya ce nye yagba din eyagba tugba wodiguta na ebena be elato nufeyan ma aliya yi eza nzage na de eshite nimi eza na jide ewa esa gwamna daga ekpan arewa kin kwara yabo na mai gwala na nketo a shiti kagbo da kin kwara yabo kuliya ce na ebinan baba to de jimba na ko labari na yakana de wuya kena unfece jewafi bana zafanjije de tiya zakamanan ma aliya aisha amma patigi la nufi nufi tula kede wi eza na aji eye kusun bana bere ya zawanjije de agan da swana gwamna wace wuce na akpeye eyigan mama oyoyo dagwata jejide yebuto jeji eje zumatuna jin alikawali ya zawanjije kin kwara kede kafa daga yaya wuna waje mulki na atobe toye tuna wape eko etun ito jin zumatu ya gwala wucina ke baza eti kagbobe ya gbarufe nufi to shiri enunu woroji yegborulo be ya kamfani gwala kagbo to enyan amfani je na ma wake ji kokari na nzagi yoto de alaye da alamari je ya zawangi de kin abunu na mfe gaga eti egati ya rowopo na yi shiri woro nufi woro to kin kwara woro na ngi nufi elato nufi ya nufi unciya kede unyi lokaci ya yeturo ninijin to na alaye kmashebe eti etunlo kebonu bejo egagaci yapan ya kata majalisa kin Kwara Ezekiel Benjamin Isa Banjire Nusa Gola labari to egal firi Jerry kolo to jejike egantona na a chofe badana de dugwa gama ya eza gimchi ma Alia Aisha Amo Patigi na ma ajuye ke eza zaje na shekpa ashiti zawangi te shin abuna adugwa gama eti elatono fiwo ke ade adan zomotuba na chofe bazana eza gimchi na de la no fitula ke de udan nimbona na ku unla wasika de lo duba nya APC de kin Kwara yi abuna ngade uncho de aji kokari lo eti e batofe kokari nya gwamna Abdurrahman Abrazak be shiri ijili wangi na de mo laben ya sawangi de kin abuna na unfe jegena ndasa ko na siyasa APC mo chin Sunday fagwe mi daji sere yo mutije alikawale kede ena de ajidede kendo goyina bana mile labarin lo zonde kanana kina daba dupe na gba ibejimi eyagina
kíbẹ̀tì yàyà tó ìròyìn náà ní èdè ti Yorùbá ẹ kú àṣálẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ti rọ àwọn aṣojú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí tuntun àti high commissioners láti ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun láti lè mú orúkọ rere ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ga ní àgbáyé. Ààrẹ tún rọ àwọn ènìyàn ọ̀hún láti wá owó ìdókòwò òkè òkun àti láti mú ìbáṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè mìíràn ní agbára sí i. Ààrẹ sọ wípé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ lo ọgbọ́n tuntun ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára àti ìmúlò diplomacy tuntun. Ààrẹ Tinubu pàrọwà yìí níbi ìṣíde fún ìgbaniwọlé àwọn aṣojú náà ní iléeṣẹ́ tó ń rí sọ́rọ̀ ilẹ̀ òkèrè nílùú ti Àbújá. Nígbà tó ń sojú ààrẹ, akọ̀wé ìjọba àpapọ̀ Sẹ́nitọ̀ George Akume sọ wípé ìyànsípò náà ń ṣe àfihàn ìgboyà ìṣèjọba ààrẹ nínú agbára wọn láti mú àgbéga bá ìfẹ́ ọkàn ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà lórílẹ̀-èdè ti àgbáyé. Bí ètò ìdìbò abẹ́nú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ṣe ń súnmọ́ etílé, kọmíṣánná fún iṣẹ́ òde tẹ́lẹ̀ rí nípínlẹ̀ Kwara yẹn Abdulkawi Olódodo ti darapọ̀ mọ́ eré ìje fún ìjókòó aṣojú Ìlọrin East South Federal Constituency. Ṣáájú ìfarahàn ìkéde rẹ̀, Olódodo ti ṣe àbẹ̀wò sí ọ́fíìsì ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC nípínlẹ̀ Kwara láti jẹ́ kí àwọn olórí ẹgbẹ́ mọ̀ pé òun náà fẹ́ sáré ìje ọ̀hún. Babátúndé Jímbà jábọ̀ wípé bí òṣèlú fún ìdìbò ọdún 2027 ṣe ń gba okun tuntun, ẹnjìnìà Abdulkawi Olódodo ti ṣe kọmíṣánná tẹ́lẹ̀ rí fún iṣẹ́ òde nípínlẹ̀ Kwara ti fi ara rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ fún ìdíje láti di aṣojú tuntun fún àwọn ènìyàn Ìlọrin East àti South ní ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Níbi ètò náà tí wọ́n ṣe fún láti bá ìpele ènìyàn lọ́lọ́kùn òjọ̀kan sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́kùn náà, olùwápọ̀ ọ̀hún ẹni tí ó ti ṣáájú sojú fún ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ní ilé ìgbìmọ̀ àwọn ọmọdé ṣe ìlérí wípé òun yóò mú ìṣojú tó dára àti èyí tó péye wá bí wọ́n bá fún òun ní àǹfààní rẹ̀. Ó sọ wípé bí òun ṣe ti ṣe iṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú gómìnà Abdurrahman Abrazak ṣe ni òun ti gba ìmísí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ láti díje fún ìṣojú tó dára àti èyí tó péye. Àwọn sàǹkóṣàǹkó ẹgbẹ́ àtàwọn aládarí APC tó péjú pésẹ̀ nínú gbọ̀ngàn ìkéde náà lu ìpinnu kọmíṣánná ọ̀hún tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ́gọ̀ọ́ ẹnu, ẹni tí wọ́n ṣe àpèjúwe bí ẹni tó ṣe gbé hàn fún aráyé. Alága ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara yẹn Ọmọọba Sunday Fagbemi tó ṣe ìtẹ́wọ́gbà rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn alátìlẹyìn rẹ̀ lu akitiyan àti ìgboyà rẹ̀ lọ́gọ̀ọ́ ẹnu, èyí tí wọ́n ní ó mú un yàtọ̀ gédégbé bí kọmíṣánná ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Ó ṣe àpèjúwe Olódodo bí aṣojú tó ṣe fi yangàn lẹ́kùn àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tó sì pàrọwà sí láti má ṣe káàárẹ̀ ọkàn. Alága tẹ́lẹ̀ rí fún Kwara State Geographic Information Service ìyẹn Abdul Mutalib Shitu ti kéde èròǹgbà rẹ̀ gbangbangba láti díje fún ipò aṣojú-ṣòfin Ọ̀fà Ọ̀yọ́ Ìfẹ́lódún Federal Constituency ní ilé aṣòfin àgbà ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Ṣe ló ń wá tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì lábẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìdìbò gbogbogbò ọdún 2027 ṣe ń súnmọ́ etílé. Shittu ṣe ìkéde náà níbi ayẹyẹ kan tí wọ́n ṣe ní Sofoluwe Hall nílé ẹ̀kọ́ Ọ̀fà Grammar School Ọ̀fà, níbi tí àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ alátìlẹyìn àtàwọn olóríṣiríṣi olóṣèlú ti péjú sí. Ó sọ wípé ìrírí tí òun ti ní nínú ìṣàkóso àti iṣẹ́ òfin ti pèsè òun sílẹ̀ dáradára fún iṣẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ó tún sọ wípé nígbà tí ó jẹ́ olùrànlọ́wọ́ pàtàkì fún gómìnà, òun kópa nínú ṣíṣe àwọn òfin pàtàkì tó dá KWGIS sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú òfin ìlú àti ìlò rẹ̀. Ó ṣe àfikún rẹ̀ wípé aṣáájú rere nílò ìmúlò ọgbọ́n àti ìsapá láti mú ìdàgbàsókè wá sí agbègbè náà. Kò ṣàìṣèlérí ìṣojú tó dára tí yóò yanjú ìṣòro agbègbè mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ọ̀hún. Shittu ṣe àtẹnumọ́ ìgboyà rẹ̀ nínú agbára ìlànà ìdìbò ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC tó sì gbóríyìn fún àṣeyọrí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tó fi mọ́ bí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà ṣe jẹ́ títẹ́wọ́gbà kárí ilé kárí oko lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ó jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ wípé ìdàgbàsókè òṣèlú àti àtìlẹ́yìn ọlọ́pọ̀ tí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC ń rí láìpẹ́ yìí ló jẹ́ àfihàn ìtẹ̀síwájú bí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà ṣe ti jẹ gàba ṣáájú ọdún 2027. Ó jẹ́jẹ́ ìṣojú tó pójú owó tí yóò bójútó àwọn ìpèníjà tó ṣe kókó ní ìlọsíwájú bá ìgbáyé gbádùn tí yóò sì ṣàrídájú ìdàgbàsókè dọ́gbandọ́gba jákèjádò ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta náà. Àwọn aládarí ẹgbẹ́ náà láti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ọ̀hún tẹnumọ́ ìṣọ̀kan nínú ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n rọ gbogbo àwọn olùwápò láti wà nínú ìfarajì sí ìpinnu ẹgbẹ́. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ètò tuntun láti ṣe àtòjọ àti ìpele àwọn ìwé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n lò ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà, èyí tí wọ́n pè ní National Textbook Ranking System. Èyí ni àwọn aláṣẹ ṣe àpèjúwe bí ìgbésẹ̀ tí yóò ṣe àfọ̀mọ́ ààyè ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pẹ̀lú ìdúróore ìlànà kan náà. Àlàyé ìlànà náà ló wà nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan lórí ìkànnì iléeṣẹ́ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀. Iléeṣẹ́ náà tọ́ka wípé ìwòye náà yóò kan ilé ẹ̀kọ́ alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀, junior secondary àti senior secondary pẹ̀lú àfojúsùn wípé ìwé tí wọ́n ti ṣe àyẹ̀wò rẹ̀ fínífíní èyí tó bá ìlànà kòríkúlọ̀mù mu lórí àǹfààní àti wọ yàrá ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ tó ń rí sọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ ìjọba ìyẹn Túnjí Aláùsá pẹ̀lú mínísítà kejì fọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ Zuaiba Zaid Ahmad ṣàlàyé wípé nígbà tí àjọ tó ń rí sọ́rọ̀ ìwádìí ẹ̀kọ́ àti ìdàgbàsókè rẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà yóò tẹ̀síwájú láti máa buwọ́lu àwọn ìwé kíkà tí a mọ̀ sí textbooks, ṣe ni wọ́n ti ṣe àgbàwọlé àyẹ̀wò ọ̀tun ọ̀hún. Nínú ètò tuntun náà, àwọn ìwé tí wọ́n buwọ́lù ni wọn yóò gbé wọ ìlànà àgbéyẹ̀wò jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí láti lè mọ èyí tó dára jùlọ ní mímú fún iṣẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan àti ìpele kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ìlànà náà ni ìjọba sọ wípé láti inú oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún 2026 ni wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ lílò rẹ̀. Ìjọba tún sọ wípé iṣẹ́ tí kò bá wọ inú àtòjọ tuntun yìí òun kò ní jẹ́ kí wọ́n lò wọ́n nínú ilé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àgbà ọ̀jẹ̀ olóṣèlú kan tó tún ti fi ìgbà kan rí jẹ́ kọmíṣánná nípínlẹ̀ Kwara ìyẹn Mahalia Aisha Amapatigi ti darapọ̀ mọ́ eré ìje fún ìjókòó ipò gómìnà níbi ètò ìdìbò tí ó ń bọ̀ lọ́dún 2027. Pẹ̀lú ìkéde yìí, olùdíje náà ti di ọ̀kan lára àwọn obìnrin tó ní àǹfààní gíga láti gba ipò náà láti ẹkùn àríwá Kwara, gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn ènìyàn ṣe ń pè fún ìyípadà agbára sí ẹkùn náà níbi ètò ìdìbò tí ó ń bọ̀. Babátúndé Jimba jábọ̀ wípé nígbà tí ó ń bá àwọn alátìlẹyìn rẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀, Mahalia Aisha Amapatigi jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ wípé ìkéde àti èròǹgbà ń wáyé ní àkókò tí ìgboyà pàdé èrò tí ohùn àwọn ènìyàn sì ga ju ìbẹ̀rù lọ. Olùdíje gómìnà tí ọ̀pọ̀ ń pè ní Màmá Òyòyò láàrin àwọn alátìlẹyìn rẹ̀ ṣèlérí fún àwọn ọmọ Kwara wípé bí a bá fún òun ní àǹfààní, òun yóò ṣe ìṣàkóso tó kó gbogbo ènìyàn sínú rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìfojúsọ́nà lórí ṣíṣe ìrọ̀gùn sápá ní pàtàkì okòwò àti ìṣe agbára fún gbogbo ọmọ Kwara ní àpapọ̀. Ó tún ṣèlérí láti lo agbára àwọn ọ̀dọ́ àti ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ọ̀nà tuntun, ọ̀gbìn àti ìdàgbàsókè iléeṣẹ́ iná agbára àti amáyédẹrùn bákan náà láti fi àwọn obìnrin síbi ìtọ́jú alálàáfíà àti ìtọ́jú àwùjọ. Ní títọ́ka sí òwe ìpolongo rẹ̀ tí ṣe ìmọ́lẹ̀ tuntun, ìrètí tuntun àti Kwara tuntun, olùdíje náà ṣàlàyé wípé ìkéde yìí jẹ́ àkókò tí yóò kọ́ lórí ìrètí, ìṣọ̀kan àti ìgbàgbọ́ nípa ìṣiṣẹ́pọ̀. Ṣáájú, abẹnugan ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tẹ́lẹ̀ rí Ezekiel Benjamin Isa, olùrànlọ́wọ́ pàtàkì àgbà fún ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn àti ìbáṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn aráàlú Jerry Kolo pẹ̀lú àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ mìíràn gbogbo ni wọ́n gbóṣùbà fún ìwà rere àti ìtẹríba Mahalia Aisha Amapatigi. Lákòókò yìí, olùdíje náà ti fi lẹ́tà èròǹgbà rẹ̀ fún ipò gómìnà lọ́dún 2027 sí ọwọ́ àwọn olórí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Nínú ìdáhùn rẹ̀, alága ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC nípínlẹ̀ Kwara Ọmọọba Sunday Fagbemi dúpẹ́ fún ìbẹ̀wò rẹ̀ tí ó sì ṣèlérí pé àwọn yóò jẹ́ kí gbogbo olùdíje ní àǹfààní dọ́gbandọ́gba níbi ìdíje ọ̀hún. Ǹjẹ́ ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Kánò ti ṣe ìjànlóǹtẹ̀ Murtala Sule Garo gẹ́gẹ́ bí igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ ti Kánò. Ìbuwọ́lù náà ló tẹ̀lé àyẹ̀wò rẹ̀ látọwọ́ àwọn ọmọ aṣòfin lásìkò ìjókòó ilé èyí tí abẹnugan rẹ̀ Jibril Ismail Fagore ṣe ìdarí rẹ̀. Nígbà tó ń ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìjábọ̀ rẹ̀, alága ìgbìmọ̀ tẹ́kótó ilé tó tún jẹ́ igbákejì abẹnugan Mohammed Bello sọ wípé ìfàkalẹ̀ Garo ló wáyé látẹ̀lé ìkọ̀wé fi ipò sílẹ̀ igbákejì gómìnà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí Aminu Abdulsalam Gwarzo. Ó ṣàlàyé wípé àyẹ̀wò náà ni wọ́n ṣe ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìlànà ìwé òfin ọdún 1999 èyí tí ó fi àyè gba ilé aṣòfin láti ṣe ìjànlóǹtẹ̀ ẹni tí wọ́n fà kalẹ̀ ní ìgbàkúgbà tí àlàfo rẹ̀ bá yọ. Ìgbìmọ̀ náà tọ́ka wípé Garo la gbogbo àyẹ̀wò tí ó yẹ kọjá níbi tí ó ti dáhùn ìbéèrè lórí ẹ̀kọ́, ìrírí, àgbọ́yé òṣèlú àti ìlànà rẹ̀ fún ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Ṣe ni wọ́n tún ṣe àyẹ̀wò àwọn ìwé ẹ̀rí rẹ̀ fínífíní. Ìgbìmọ̀ náà sọ wípé ẹni afàkalẹ̀ ọ̀hún ti ṣe àfihàn ìgboyà lórí ojúṣe rẹ̀ tí ó sì ti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìlànà láti kín ìṣèjọba gómìnà Abba Kabir Yusuf lẹ́yìn. Lórí èyí ni ìgbìmọ̀ náà buwọ́lu ìfàkalẹ̀ rẹ̀ tí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin sì ṣe ìjànlóǹtẹ̀ rẹ̀. Ǹjẹ́ àwọn ará òkè òkun kan pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ti dojúkọ àkọlù láti ọwọ́ àwọn ará ibẹ̀ sí ìṣòwò àti ìgbésí ayé wọn ṣe wà nínú ewu nínú ìgbà tuntun ìkọlù ìfìyàjẹni sí àlejò ní orílẹ̀-èdè ti South Africa. Suleiman Hassan bá àwọn ènìyàn kan sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sì ṣàpèjúwe ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà bíi ohun tí kò dára. Ìkọlù tuntun tí ó dá lórí ìfìyàjẹni sí àlejò ni a ti jábọ̀ láwọn agbègbè kan ní South Africa níbi tí àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ti wà lára àwọn àjèjì tí ìwà ipá àti ìbànújẹ́ ọ̀hún kàn. Pẹ̀lú ìròyìn yìí náà ni a ti máa gé péréte ní àṣálẹ́ tòní títí di ọ̀la tí a tún máa mú ìròyìn ọ̀tún wá. Kami Sodiq Abomiri.
Thank you, Modukwiola, and that is the news for tonight. We thank you for being part of it. From Kolo.
To ya fi da ni sai ne ke fi labar wuro ji biya ne. Islai su kwa yeli.
Orure lásùn, àlàáfíà láòjì. Modukwiola Abioye ló ní ó dàárọ̀.
And I am Hannah Adeniji Babalola, urging you to stay tuned to your family-friendly station, Kwara Television, for more. Thanks for watching.
I am Kamal Sadiq. Once again, thank you and do have a restful night. Good night, everyone.